Good morning, everyone. My name is Asel Kevin Ziada, and I'm really glad to be hosting you today. So this is our final, and we started a month ago, this hackathon, and I'm really glad to see it to the end. And to every team that has made it to today, I congratulate you all. So before we start, I would want to thank our partners, Midu, Finalists, and LLM API for partnering with us and supporting the participants with infrastructure and any technical help. Yeah. So to start, we'd start by welcoming one of us, Gloria Onega, from Mjanga Technology, the company that is hosting this hackathon, to come and tell us more about Mjanga and why it is hosting such a hackathon. You're welcome, Gloria. Oh, by the way, before we start, I would love to put up some ground rules. For example, do not share your screen unless you're asked to. For example, the teams that are going to be presenting, please don't share your screen and until we mention or we call you guys to share your screen or to present. So you're welcome, Gloria. You can share your screen.
Good morning, Kevin. Please enable me to share.
Oh, you're already sharing and you're kind of not audible enough.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to this AI hackathon. My name is Onega Gloria, and I work with Mjanga Technology Limited. About Mjanga, we are committed to driving Africa's technological transformation by delivering innovative and scalable solutions that enable sustainable growth. Our vision is to be the epitome of innovative and scalable technology solutions that empower communities in Africa. Then our mission is to drive technological transformation across Africa by delivering cutting-edge, scalable solutions that enable sustainable growth and empower communities. Our primary goal is to empower communities and businesses to thrive in an increasingly digital world. Then these are some of our core values. We value integrity, loyalty, teamwork, respect, compassion, innovation. And through our commitment to compassion, we successfully developed a mobile app named Afayo. Afayo is a Luganda word which means care. So Afayo is a mobile app that connects patiently directly to caregivers at the comfort of their home. Then these are some of the services we offer. We offer business IT solutions, e-learning, IT consulting, digital skill training, and enhanced tech support, among others. Now, this challenge is built around the following goals. 1, to empower innovators to create AI-driven solutions for everyday problems in Africa in areas of finance, agriculture, community health, education, and skill, among others. Then we also want to develop participants' practical skill in AI, technology, and product design. then to build community collaboration among students, developers, designers, and professionals. To also position Mjanga Technology as a leader in grassroots AI innovation and promote responsible, ethical, and inclusive use of AI. So I encourage each of you to work as a team and enjoy the experience. Thank you very much, Kevin.
You're welcome, Gloria. We're going to be having 6 teams presenting today, and the teams are. Are you seeing my presentation? Can I get a thumbs up? Okay. Okay. So the first team will be voice, and then the next one will be FraudGuard. The third one will be Afya, and then Ngao, Maternal Care, and then the fifth group will be EcoSort. Sixth will be Nimiro AI, and then Hacky Chain. So before we start the presentations and everything, I would love to introduce to you our panel. We have a panel of 6, and the first person is Sarah. I believe we all know who Sarah is in case you attended the workshop. So Sarah is a UX specialist and she is a product thinker who helps teams turn complex ideas into clear and human-centered experience. So Sarah is going to be judging from the side of UI, UX, and mainly making sure that your products or your projects are human-centered. So I don't know whether Sarah is online. Sarah, have you joined?
Yes, I have.
All right, so I'll be letting you speak at the end of the introduction. So you'll be telling us, each of you will be telling us what you'll be expecting from these presentations, from the presentations of the different teams. And then the next judge is Hussein Kiza. He is also known as Hussein Kiz. So he's a software engineer and a tech entrepreneur who has over a decade of experience. He leads developer communities and is actively building a Pan-African AI infrastructure and tools. So Hussein will also be telling us what he's looking for, what he expects from all of you guys. So the next one, we have Rizpa Nyivuru. She is one of our own. She is a director at Mjanga Technology and an experienced IT specialist. She's also the head of the IT department at Mjanga Technologies. So she has worked as she works as a systems, software, and data analyst. She has contributed to major projects in Kampala and focuses on building practical and high impact solutions. The next one is Edmond Musitra. He is a co-founder of P-Type Research Labs in Kampala. He works at the forefront of AI innovation, building systems like Uganda's knowledge graph and mentoring in AI ethics and impact. And we also have Cynthia. Cynthia is she is a startup advisor and mentor. She with extensive experience supporting founders across Africa, the African ecosystem, particularly in project market fit, and growth strategy. I have attended one of her classes, and I would really highly recommend you all to at least take time and take one of her classes. She is I think she is one of the partners of SDC Startup School. So I would highly recommend I would highly recommend that you all at least take a class. And I believe that you will learn a lot from our classes. And lastly, we have FraudGuard. FraudGuard brings a deep experience of public interest technology and large-scale systems, including government and health platforms. So he focuses on building reliable, secure, and scalable solutions. So starting from Sarah, you're going to unmute and tell us what you'll be expecting from the participants and what you'll be looking for in the different presentations.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. So, like Kevin mentioned, my name is Sarah Mwanguzi. I'm a UI UX designer, product designer. I've been in the space for a couple of years. From the hackathon today, I expect to see, like I told you people when we had our first session about the whole storytelling idea. So I expect your projects to tell a story. I also expect good UI. It doesn't have to be the best, but it has to make sense, right? Like it has to be systematic because, you know, if you're building something, you have to make sure that the people who are going to use it, you're supposed to have made sure that the people who are going to use it actually can use it easily. So I hope while you are building your products, you are not entirely focused on, yeah, but me, this works for me, you know, because what works for you might not work for the other person because you might be more tech savvy than the person you are building for, right? Yeah, and yeah, I also expect, other than that, from, you know, generally expect confidence. So please put your best foot forward on this as you're presenting your things. Looking forward to seeing your presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, and I hope you're all noting that. The next judge to speak is going to be Rispa, and then we'll come back to Hussein.
Thank you, Kevin. Good morning to you all. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for taking the time to join the participants. We really had a good time going through your projects. It's such unfortunate that we only had to select a few of the team to make the final pitch. But what we expect usually is to see how your solution is fitting into the local context. How is the AI going to help someone who is illiterate to be able to advance in whatever problems that they are having? So we'll be able to see, we're expecting you to present to us, mainly how can you present to someone who is non-tech and they get to understand what you're presenting. Yes, so with lots more on the technical and the ethical in terms of the data privacy, because we have some solutions that are health related. Want to know, did you take in the aspect of data privacy and the data protection office in your context? We want to get to know all that, and that will form part of the judging criteria. Thank you so much. All the best to the participants.
Thank you, Rispa. And I'm glad that you've talked about data policies and everything. So we'd also love to hear from Richard. I know that Richard you're on, but you can unmute funds.
Could you come again on who that is that you said should come next?
You can speak and tell us what you would be expecting from the participants.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me and as well see me clearly. My name is Edmond Musitwa, and like earlier introduced, I am the CTO of Peter Research Labs, and I would say I'm highly technical. So my focus is primarily going to be looking at how your story connects to the project that you submitted. And also there are key things that we want to see in these solutions, things like how well it applies in the local contexts of Uganda and how well you are thinking about AI, because this is an AI hackathon, or maybe say AI-based hackathon. How are you applying your AI in that? And if it makes both financial sense and if it's scalable as a solution. Those are the things I'm going to be mainly looking at. And I wish you all luck. I think the teams that have made it to this point did really good. Anyone who is here, just know you did so well. And if you don't turn out the winner, you still actually have a very good shot at being having a great product. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Edmond. So I know that Cynthia is online, but in case you're online, Cynthia, you can unmute and tell us what you'd be expecting from the participants. Is to sign on. I think it's not yet on, so I would want us to move to the next item on the agenda. So these are the pitching rules. So the teams are going to be pitching. The teams are going to be pitching for 5 minutes, and for 5 minutes, and then there'll be asked questions from the judges. In case the judges do not have questions, a team can ask the judges any questions, since our judges have experience. So the judges can be asked questions and the judges can ask questions, but this should only take 5 minutes. But 5 minutes, in case you've answered or none, you have to stop there, and then the next team will be presenting. Yeah, so those are the rules, and we're going to be starting with voice, and this team is led by Adonai Shaka. So you can unmute and share your screen.
Start with share.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can
Okay,
hear
so
you.
judges and fellow innovators, how are you? I'm James Matata, and this is Gloria Duta, and we're here because democracy in Africa has a language problem. We have all seen the 100-page finance bill that determines our future, but it is written in complex language that we don't understand. Today, we're introducing voice because the nation talks, everyone deserves to be heard. So allow me to update my presentation. Yeah. This is the jargon barrier. Right now, our law is locked in dense legal English PDFs. They are too long to read, too complex to understand, and at 20 MBs, which they make it too heavy to download and maybe view on a basic smartphone. So for person in a rural village like Nairobi, a rural area or village like Nairobi, the law isn't a right. It is a secret, and that is what you're breaking.
We built a bridge using the Gemini AI API. Voice ingests these intimidating documents, these large PDFs, and extracts the bottom line. But we didn't stop at English. We know that trust lives in the language of the heart, what people understand. So our AI also translates the law into Kiswahili and Sheng, ensuring that a border rider has the same legislative clarity as a lawyer. Uh, Our web platform is designed for digital activity. It is fast, it is lightweight, and high impact. Our users are able to toggle between languages instantly to see AI-generated summaries and implications. With WebSockets in our Django backend, citizens get live notifications of bills that are being moved in Parliament. So our platform is not just a website, it is a live pulse of democracy.
Yeah, so now this is one of the interesting things that the local truth is that 60% of our people don't have consistent 4G or accounts. So we build and check the infrastructure we already have. You dial a USSD, so with no data, no smartphone, there's no problem. Through our Africa Talking USSD bridge, any Kenyan can read an AI summary, cast their vote, and from a 5 shilling
Okay, still presenting. I think let's give them some time to get back.
Hello? We are sorry, our internet was our internet cut. We apologize for that presentation.
We're not getting you well. I think it's just internet still, and your time is done.
Yeah, so we were
talking about the safety and
So I know that you can hear me. I think you should stop. I think you should turn on you turn off your video. Maybe it would help with the network.
hello,
They're
Kelvin. Can I
offered.
confirm something? Did you say our time is done? So we
Yeah.
can continue the meeting. Oh, okay, thank you.
No, since the judges already went through your project, I think it's
Yes.
time for them to ask you questions, or you can, after them asking you questions, in case you still
Yes.
have more time on your 5 minutes, you can ask
Yes.
them. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
okay.
Yes. Sarah, Rispa, Edmund, I know they have questions. This is your time to ask them all the questions that you had.
Thank you very much, Voice. It's unfortunate that you are not able to go through your entire presentation, but I just have a question on your billing structure. How do you plan on billing this? If you're already having it in production, how are you approaching that? You have people that use USSDs, and then you also have people that ideally are accessing it online. But then you also have a key say integration with Google Gemini. I don't think maybe everyone knows how much it costs to run that, but how are you playing with those costs? How are you ensuring that you meet your costs to run this service?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So one thing we have done is for now for building we used Gemini, but when we scale we plan on using our models which we will be running locally. But for that to run, we require a lot of resources which we could not have done for at the moment. So yeah, so our plan will be we will be using models which run locally. But for now, what we have done is that we in our prompts we have made sure that the context will not be too long to take too many credits. Have I answered the question? Edmund?
Yes and no. Oh, yes, yeah, I'm here. I'm saying yes and no because I was interested in knowing if you have a subscription-based kind of approach that users subscribe to the service. Because if you're saying you're going to run this locally, how are the people using USSDs going to access it? And also, you who owns the solution, you're going to need to run that local AI model somewhere in some infrastructure. So you're still going to have to meet those costs. My question is around your billing structure. You have like a subscription basis. Do people pay per USSD query they make? How are you doing that? Or how are you thinking around that?
Subscription, and also we have another feature where someone can download the a documentation of analysis of the other people add. So for someone to be able to download that document, then they will have to make a small payment so that they can be able to access it.
Also for the USSD.
And also the same goes for the USSD. We will be charging people when they will be charging something for dialing the code. Does that answer now?
Yes, it does.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know whether Rispa have a question, but your question time is also getting done. You have something like a minute. So Rispa, in case you have Rispa or Sarah, in case you have a question, you can go on and ask them.
Thank you, Kevin. I have a question, but I don't think that the time would be enough because it was in terms of how do they ensure that the AI summaries are accurate and do not misrepresent what the bill says?
Okay, I can answer that quickly. So what you have done is that when we have automated the whole process, but we have to go. A human has to go through what has been done by AI to approve and to review to make sure that it is what the bill contains. So we ensure that the AI does not hallucinate or be unbiased. Does that answer the question?
Yes, I was looking for that intervention of a human in the process. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Voice. We are going to go to the next.
I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Let's just work on keeping time. Thank you so much, Voice, and sorry about your network. So let's keep time and make sure that our network is kind of well, so that it doesn't take a lot of our time. So you're welcome, team. I think FraudGuard. Yeah, you're welcome. FraudGuard, you can share your screen.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm not here today just to pitch to you a solution. I'm also here to tell you how much fraud has eaten deeply into Africa's ecosystem. So basically, my name is Afsan Lawal. And here with me also is my partner, Abdullah Adetunji. Before then, let me introduce you to Mrs. Adebayo. Mrs. Adebayo is a widower. She's a guitar. She stayed for a daughter's tuition fee. Their dreams were within reach, but one notification, all her savings disappears. Meaning, fraud is not just statistics, it is stories. Now, the impact of fraud in Nigeria, using Nigeria as a case study, Q1 2025, we have over 12,000 recorded fraud cases. We have 22 billion attempted fraud loss, meaning the cost of fraud is not just financial, it is also trust. So now, outside that, let's look at what is making African banks to lose money. Number one, the blind spots. African banks tends to over-focus only the user while ignoring the person they are sending money to. And also, often at times, they tend to block legitimate transactions. Why? They tend to block legitimate transactions because of a false flag. So yeah, the next thing, I'm introducing you to FraudGuard. FraudGuard's advantage, we have low latency, we have 96% accuracy, we are NDPR compliant because we're using Nigeria as a case study, privacy first, community trust, behavioral anti-bot, and also made use of explainable AI. We have our core architecture. We have 3 main layers of architecture. We have our ad rules, we have our ML engine, we have our biometric loop. So our ad rules work in this model. It blocks high velocity transactions and also prevents users from overspending. Our LML logic, for a risk score that is less than 0.6, they are allowed. A risk score that is greater than 0.8 automatically blocked. And a risk score that is in the gray area from 0.6 to that is between 0.6 to 0.85 triggers the biometric. So the biometric authenticates if the user is the person carrying out the transaction. So yeah, our very first line of defense, before the money even leaves the account, we already been told that, okay, this particular person you're sending money to, I've been told about the risk score of the person you're sending money to. Oh, this particular person has a risk score of 24%. Are you really sure you want to send money to the person? So this is our very first line of defense. Our second line of defense, often at times, when fraudsters carry out transaction, they do it very fast. So we have our both engine prevents very fast transactions. So any unusual pattern transactions are being triggered, which triggers the biometric. Also, we have our explainable AI where we use Gemini integration. This basically tells us, okay, this particular transaction, what's language? It better tells you about what happened in the particular transaction. Okay, is this safe? Is it not safe? Or this transaction was basically paused because of this and this. So that's what explainable AI does. So yeah, we're targeting a couple of banks. So the reason why we also have an ethical filter. For instance, we are targeting banks that are Muslim compliant. It helps prevent their users from carrying out transactions that are not in line with their faith. So for instance, if someone that is a Muslim is tending to gamble or tending to drink, okay, this particular user can't use this based on this particular pattern we've set for that particular user. So yeah, user privacy, we have a UI UX designed to cover the imbalance. And yeah, this is our solution in our product in action. I'll leave my partner to take over.
Yeah, thank you, Absalam. So when the user logs into the account and initiates a transaction, tries to send an amount that is over 80% of what is in the account. After inputting the recipient account, it generates the trust score for the account. So you can see it has 68 over 100. So it submits the transaction and it triggers the face verification because we have you are trying to send more than 80% of what's in the account. If the identity is verified, the transaction will be approved. So we can use the explainable AI to check for the decision that was made for the transaction. Also, for those with visual impairment, sorry, the video, with visual impairment, they can always play the audio to listen to the decision that was made.
So,
So that's in Luganda language.
so your time is done for presenting. Then thank you so much for that presentation, and I believe you've shown us, all the judges, what they wanted to see. So it is time for questions from the judges, and then in case you have more time, we'll move back to you. So in case you have any question, you can go ahead.
We have two questions from the judges. You can actually scan the QR code here to check our app.
Excuse me, team. Your time is done.
I didn't get the question right, please.
Thank you, Zero Trust, for the presentation. Thank you, Kevin. I have two questions. The first one is, what is the plan for someone without a smartphone? Because in your presentation is you have an AI validation through the facial recognition in case of a suspicious activity. How do you plan to support someone who has no smartphone? How does AI then filter out how does the security work with someone without a phone? Then the second thing is that during the presentation, when we were going through your work, we noticed that your AI chatbot does not translate Luganda language well. What is the plan in enhancing that voice, the chatbot, to, because the language was not very clear. It was Luganda, but it was not clear. It needed further training. What is the plan in terms of enhancing that further so that it can capture that aspect well?
Okay, let me start from the last question. So basically, for now we are relying on Google's on Gemini AI. So, and often at times there's a quote, I believe, we Africans, we have to build solutions for ourselves. So the reason why the Ungada's language was not transmitted properly is because it was the whites that built the AI we're using to translate to transcribe the explainable AI. So the solution to that is to look for a locally built model that is suited to Africa as it is. And also the plan for people without a smartphone. For now, we're targeting already established, we're planning to partners with already established institutions. So when they've incorporated our solution, which we want to sell as an API endpoint, then people that are carrying out transactions using USSD, they'll also have a form of a multiple choice. Are you really sure you want to carry out this transaction? And also a form of security question to ascertain that they are the one carrying out the transaction. All these are future steps which we hope to keep on developing on. I hope I've been able to answer your question, please.
Sorry, on the last one, you said this future is yet to be developed for someone without a smartphone.
For now we don't have it, but it's also part of our plans.
Thank you.
Years. What are the plans for this particular solution? So the idea is that people that are using USSD code are going to give them a security question to answer instead of using a face verification.
All right, thank you. So in case any other judge has a question to them, you can please unmute.
I have a question. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. So,
yes,
thank you. You mentioned something about the USSD, like asking security questions, and I'm just curious from like a user experience point of view, and to get to the part where, let's say, I'm being asked what my favorite food is, like how are you going to set that up? Like I'm just wondering, really. Yeah. What do you imagine that journey to look like?
Basically, for instance, now when you want to recharge airtime, you're going to have a list of numbers of what to choose. Maybe the plan is to partner with banks. We're acting basically as a consultant, pitching our ideas, our solutions to make their systems better. So the banks already have a means of you making transactions with USD code. But just adding another layer of security. that a particular transaction that seems to be fraudulent, instead of confirming the account, before you confirm the account you want to send it to, you'll be triggered. Another trigger will come up that what's your security questions? The moment you get the security question right, then the transaction will be approved. But if you don't, it won't be approved. That's basically the way it works. Just that comes on when you are using USSD code.
Okay, thank you.
You're
No more
welcome.
questions.
So in
Hello? Hello?
I'm with you,
You guys
Mr.
hear me?
Hussein. I'm with you, Mr. Hussein.
Okay, this is nice. This is a nice idea, and if it gets a good execution, it will be very great. But I have a few questions for you. First of all, I see in the presented architecture. Can you first take us a little quick to the architecture slide, if possible?
Hey, let me
Yes,
pause this.
there.
Let me take you to the architecture again. So now the architecture is actually a very beautiful thing.
Okay, right
Behind
there, right there.
the actually AI is.
So I see
I'm a
you saying
machine
you're
learning
using
engineer.
Fast API. No,
Yeah,
Let
fast
me
API is
just ask
basically
my questions.
okay.
Uh, Abdul, we understood what you explained. I'm just asking. So, basically, clarification. You don't have to go through to explain it again. So, here I see you saying you use Fast API, but from the submitted Git repository, there's nothing like Fast API. Instead, I'm seeing Supabase and some TypeScript. So, where is this backend then? I'm not seeing this in the GitHub repository you submitted.
Fast API basically is just an endpoint. It's just like it's what connects our AI and machine learning model to our backend.
So
So
so which means the GitHub you submitted doesn't include the machine learning and everything,
it
because
does.
there is
It does.
no
Can I
like
come
face
in there to help a
detection
little bit?
or biometrics in the code you submitted anywhere. It's just Supabase and some front
Oh,
end.
okay. On that, when you check the Git repo on the README file, we have the endpoint to access the ML, the machine learning model. There, so
Excuse
the
me,
embedded.
Tim.
Yes.
I'm really sorry, but your time has ended, and in case we keep on pushing, we're going to affect other teams. So in case you really want to
Okay.
answer that question, I would advise you to use the chat so that we can move on to another team to present.
Okay, we'll do
I
that.
hope that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and for the next teams, I would advise you to answer precisely but convincing the judges, so that I believe most of them have a lot of questions, and in case you leave all these questions not answered, it is going to affect you. So it's better to answer quickly or present quickly so that we can add your remaining presentation minutes to your questions, to your question minutes. So let's move on to the next team. And the next team is Afya. Yeah, Afya team, you can now present your screen and present about your project.
Okay, give us a second. Now share my screen. Let me share the slides. Yeah, okay.
Remove this touch.
I'm sure. 3, 2, 1.
Good morning. We're Afya team, and this is Afya AI, a multilingual emergency health companion powered by AI. I'm Pile. I built the backend and the AI pipeline.
And I'm Elvis. I built the front end and the 3D avatar.
Let me paint you a picture. It's 2 a.m. You wake up with a chest pain. You don't know if it's serious. You Google it, you get 10 different answers. Half of them are terrifying, and the other half don't know what to do. That's not a rare situation. That's millions of people across Africa every single day. And the tools that do exist, they're English first. They don't speak Zulu, they don't speak Swahili, they don't speak any African languages natively. And none of them tell you whether your situation is an emergency or not. That's the gap that we're filling. Afya AI is not a chatbot. It's a full triage assistant with a 3D doctor avatar that speaks, listens, and responds in your language. Here's what it does. It triages your symptoms and tells you exactly how serious they are, whether it's low, medium, or high. It speaks 5 African languages: English, Zulu, Swahili, Afrikaans, and Northern Sotho. When things are serious, it automatically finds your nearest clinic and gives you emergency hotlines. You can log your daily wellness, sleep, mood, and hydration so that it knows your health history. You can also upload a medical PDF and get a plain language summary instantly. Every single feature was built around one question: what does someone in real health crisis actually need?
Okay. And I'll show you how this works. So first, when you send a message, it could be in any language, could be English, could be Swahili, whatever that feels natural. So we immediately translate that into English because that's what our model understands best. Llama, we use Llama. So Llama will generate a response and then it will stamp your reply with like a severity tag, whether from low, high, or medium. Nah. And if that tag comes back high, it could be due to like a chest pain, difficulty breathing, or heavy bleeding. And then our backend will like fetch the nearest clinic and then it will send it to you. We also used Google Cloud TTS to generate the audio and then we lip sync it in real time with the model. Let me show you the tech stack. So for the front end, we use 3JS for the 3D avatar that moves around, and we use React for the core. And for the backend, we're using Fast API, which is fully async and blocks the thread pool isn't blocked. And for the model, we're using Llama 3.1, the one that has 8 billion parameters. And also use a library called Deep Translator for the full bi-directional translation. Okay.
Let's do a demo.
Okay.
We would like to show you a small demonstration of how the app works. As soon as you log in, you will be met by this daily check-in. This is something that you do every single day. This is what gives the AI context in order for it to help you well, so it knows whether you have enough sleep or not. For the sake of time, we have also given it a few messages here so you can see how it works. We first prompt it by telling it that we have a headache. It then will respond empathetically, telling us it's sorry to hear that, and then it will ask us whether it's a sharp pain or more of a dull ache. We let it know that it's a sharp pain. It responds empathetically again, and then it will ask us another clarifying question. In order for us to prompt the high severity matter, we let it know that we cannot breathe. And as you can see, when it detects a high severity matter, it will immediately tell us that we need to go get professional help, and it will give us the numbers that we need to call in order to get that professional help. We have another demo we want to show you. This is to show how it works when it's being prompted in another language. Here we will prompt it in Swahili. And we just need to refresh the server. Sometimes it does have a lag a bit. So now we have prompted it in Swahili. Okay, it takes a while to load because it's still loading the text to speech.
Niko hapa kukusikiliza na kukuunga mkono. Inaonekana unasema unaendelea vizuri, lakini ninataka kuhakikisha kuwa kila kitu kiko sawa. Je, unaweza kuniambia ni nini kimekuwa kikiendelea kwako leo ambacho kinakufanya useme hujambo?
As you can see, it replies in Swahili and chatbot responds by moving its mouth.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Afya team. Let's move on to the questions quickly. Judges, in case you have any question, this is your time.
Where's the Zoom meeting? Give us a second.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
First of all, very amazing presentation. I'm actually extremely impressed. I just have a very simple question. Why did you choose the color green? Yeah.
Especially it's my favorite color. My favorite color, green. That was my choice.
Right. Okay. Why I ask also is because in health, and I'm not saying green is a bad choice, it's actually a good one. Though I think blue would have done it better. It's more, should I say, health systems coded as opposed to green, right? Though you could have used green like a different shade, you get. And also, again, why I also say this is because people like things they're familiar with. So that's why you find that when you maybe when you approve something or something has been done successfully, they'll show you green instead of purple. You get the point. Yeah, so you can still continue with green though. You can just get like a slightly different shade, like one that looks like turquoise or something like that. But yeah, well done. That's all I had from my end. Thank you.
You have a question, yeah?
To answer the question in the chat on whether it's possible to translate without starting a new conversation, the answer to that is, I would say no. Well, actually, it is possible. So we didn't have much time, but the way we want to do languages is to implement a setting for the language. So
in the front end, we'll have like
Yeah.
a setting where you like can choose your language, specific language that you want to work with. So for now, we choose English and Swahili. So you can choose the language that you want the model
to use, yeah. And we have a database that keeps the memory of your chat for your user, your session ID. So even if you were to change your language mid-conversation, it will keep the context of your previous conversation and it will change. And to answer the next question, the TTS model that we use is Google.
Yeah.
We use the Google Cloud
TTS
model.
May I come in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Very, very good app you have there. My question is, as part of the requirements, we sort of are looking at solutions that have easy access on low budget devices, but you only showed us use of a laptop. And also, if I would like to think, I'd like to think that if you're using a local model like Llama, it's ideally going to better run on a computer. And you still didn't show us anything like USSD usage. Did you leave this out on purpose? Is this like a technical decision kind of thing? Could you just let us know?
And this is mostly due to limitation of time. So if we had more time, I wanted to make this to be put on mobile phone and also add other features like a USSD. So it was a matter of time. It was an issue of time.
Okay. Although my question on if the large language models will still be able to run on a feature phone has not been answered.
So for now, since we're using the 7 billion parameters, it won't be able to make that. However, we were thinking of using something like Microsoft Phi, which can run on a phone, which is like only like 3 billion parameters. So it is easy to port to like that model if we do choose to play on the phone. Yeah.
To answer the question asked by Hussein, so we make sure that the model never actually diagnoses. That is something that we have put inside of our prompt when we engineer the prompt. We made 100% sure that the model never ever gives a diagnosis. It only asks clarifying questions in order for it to try and understand what the user is going through and try and help guide them. Prompts are not enough. Where we make sure that it never diagnoses. So we had rigorously tested it. We've done multiple chats. It will never give a diagnosis. If it ever feels that what is happening is severe, it will immediately direct you to get medical.
And also in the future, we'd like to fine tune the model to specifically be in medical. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and I really applaud you for keeping time. Yeah. I've seen Cynthia joining. Thank you so much for joining. But let's move on to the next one, which is Ngao, maternal care. So in case you're on, please join, share your screen and pitch.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, thank you. Yes, this is Ngao Maternal Care. Meet Zuri. Zuri is a 26-year-old expectant mother. Next. Zuri is a 26-year-old expectant mother who lives about 15 kilometers from the nearest clinic and has no internet access. One day, Zuri got an obstetric emergency, and while being rushed to the hospital, unfortunately, Zuri bled out, and both the baby and the mother died on the way. Zuri is among over 300,000 people who die annually due to pregnancy and child health-related causes. And unfortunately, 2/3 of these deaths occur in sub-Saharan Africa. Next. 60 to 70% of these deaths can actually be avoided by closing the monitoring gap. Next. Part of the problem is, one, we have a silent monitoring gap where mothers' symptoms and vitals are not tracked between visits. And also, secondly, there's a technological gap where the current digital tools that are available are digital and require high digital literacy. And also, there's a lack of emergency services during health. Introducing Ngao. Ngao is a mobile-based solution which uses AI to answer mothers. The first solution is monitoring mothers through USSD codes and SMSs through daily check-ins with simple questions in their local language, and also their responses are analyzed by our AI, our Guardian AI, that partners the information to them. Secondly, Ngao offers a lifeline emergency button, whereby by a touch of a button, a GPS location is sent to the nearest clinic, and also emergency response is sent to them. Thirdly and last, Ngao offers prenatal education to mothers in their local language using voice and SMS voices. Next. So our competitive advantage over the current tools is we have universal access, whereby we reach analog phones. Ngao has part processing, whereby we use AI to triage, and also we have emergency response within the same solution. Next. So how does it work? When a mother puts in danger signs, it is assessed by our Guardian AI, and our Guardian AI sends a real triage of these people, and then they get to the facility. The facility sends the emergency dispatch, and also health education is tailored to the mother. So how do you become profitable? It's first of all, it's for free service. Second of all, institutions and clinics put a subscription, and also NGOs and government programs. Next. So we shall draw a phase through all these ones, and this is our demo video.
Thank you so much. Okay, you're still showing. Okay, can continue.
I'll do the demo. Here we have a USSD endpoint. So here I'm greeted with two languages, English and Kiswahili. So I'll go with Kiswahili. I'll just do emergency, reply with 0. And also
This is the English interface, and also do in emergency. Here we receive text from in English and in Kiswahili. So this is the dashboard of the health provider, where we have the alerts, which I can resolve. The education, here we have an AI and a
Thank you
chatbot.
so much, Tim. Your time is done, and we're going to do some Q&A session. Judges, in case you have any question to Ngao team, please take time to ask.
Hello, just a simple question.
Yeah.
This is useful and really good thing, but how do you plan to further incentivize or drive awareness so that people can use this? Thank you.
About awareness, we have the USSD code where there's a subscription for daily education about nutrition, preparedness in the whole pregnancy cycle.
Also, we plan to partner with the government of Uganda and East Africa to with their Ministry of Health to drive such a campaign to make sure that people of the public know that these tools and also such a feature is available for them.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
I think my question is, you mentioned that it has both a voice feature. How does that work?
The voice features can be accessed through the web terminal for the people with the internet. For the part of the USSD, we had some technical issues about Africa's talking. So using the free tier, I could not for me to have the voice, I have to request, and I have to have a premium subscription. So for the MVP, I left it out because of the technicalities of it, but it's doable and it definitely functions.
Okay, thank you. So you are saying like in the final version there will be that voice conversation, right? So how do you plan to work out like nuances in language differences?
Okay, first, when you dial the number in the USSD, for the first language, it's an English prompting you for any language. If you reply with one, say it's Kiswahili, with two, maybe Luganda, and three, the other languages, and then thereafter, you continue the conversation with the voice and just reply with numbers.
Okay, okay, thank you.
I have two questions.
Okay.
The first one is, has compliance been done in terms of the data? Because this is a medical app. Has there been compliance with your country? The second thing is that how do you validate the responses that AI gives you? Are they medically safe?
I'll answer for the question of the validating the AI. So our AI is strictly give medical information at first hand and not to give medical diagnosis. That is very important, and that is the first requirement we give to the AI. And for the test that we have done, it has not violated.
So for the compliancy, one of our partners.
Last question. Sorry, there was some noise in the background.
I answer again the question. So I was saying for the validation of the AI, I said there's a prompt where the AI is strictly to give medical information and not medical diagnosis.
Sorry, can't hear you.
So I'm saying in the AI has the prompt and it's the requirement to give medical information and not medical diagnosis. And during the test that we have done, it has not violated. So it has strictly stayed in that lane.
Where is it getting this medical information?
The medical information is outsourced from sites like WHO, which it recommends about the articles and the educational resources.
Okay.
Yes, for the compliancy, one of our partners is the Ministry of Health, both in Uganda and also in East Africa. So we have taken some of the basic steps to inform and also see which regulations under which we fall, either digital health or telemedicine, and also to tailor our solution.
Okay, thank you so much.
And in terms of that, we have used the community health workers in the research areas. So, because the community.
Juliet,
Thank you
you're
so
muted.
much. Thank you so much, Tim. This game is done. I think you're muted. Let's move on to the next team. I think you can answer that question from the chat. This is how Afya team has done it. Yeah. So the next team is going to be EcoSort AI. So EcoSort, you can share your screen and tell us about your project.
So, picture this. You are returning home after a long day at work. Heavy rains begin, and within minutes, streets are turned into rivers. This is not fiction. Nairobi experienced devastating floods, worsened by drainage, clogged with plastic bottles, food waste, and other garbage. My name is Ruth Moranyandika, team lead for EcoSort AI, and I have my teammates here. That is Drusilla and Peter. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So African cities face a growing waste crisis, generating over 1.3 billion tons of solid waste each year, much of which is unsorted and poorly collected. So this management fuels severe environmental damage and public health risks. So EcoSort AI introduces an innovative technology-driven approach to tackle the urban waste crisis, which includes AI-powered waste recognition, multilingual guidance, QR code bin tracking, reward system, and a USSD access. How it works: a user takes a photo, AI classifies the trash or the waste. The user gets instruction on where to deposit and earns a reward in the process. So I'll take you through the prototype real quick. So a user just starts sorting. When a user clicks start sorting, you may either take a camera or the image, take a picture or upload an image. So let's try an image. So then you classify the waste. As we said, we have like an AI voice. So you hear it classifying the waste. For now, it's English. We have different languages, English, Swahili, these others, but now it's only English that is working for now.
Food scraps and yard waste. No meat or dairy compost.
So you can mute if you don't want to listen to it, you want to read. It tells you put the bin in, it's an organic trash, so you put it in a brown bin. and then it shows you the nearby, according to your location, the nearby trash can that is available, and you can see it also through the map. So this is the map. I currently live near Kiambu, so you will see, it will show you. Also for those who do not have smartphones, display real quick USSD code. So you just enter the USSD code. It gives you instructions on where to, how to classify the waste. So we'll go with Kiswahili for now. You choose your language of your choice. Kiswahili imechaguliwa, una aina gani ya taka, and then you choose, let's choose maybe plastiki, and then it has hallucinated there, but then we can try maybe another language. So this is the admin dashboard. It shows the admin all the waste, and it also displays all the bins around that area and gives alerts to the bin almost full, the capacity level of that bin, so that you know if the app or empty it. And you can also see them on a map. So they'll be able to be displayed here on a map. So they will be pointed at different. When you click on that map, it will show you the capacity level of that. As an admin, you tell these people is almost full, so go collect it or empty it. So that's what we have. For a user, you can get rewards. You can come here and see all the rewards that are available for you as a user. We tend to incorporate the rewards part so that we can use it for revenue, so that we can use it. We can collaborate with corporations like Safaricom, supermarkets like Naivas, so that you will be able to earn this reward. So, and in turn, we get revenue for our system. So, yeah, that's how our system works. So, a user can redeem points, can classify waste, can be able to view bins around his area. So yeah, that's our.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, so the next session is the Q&A, questions from the judges, and the time starts now. So judges, you can go on and ask. Cynthia, I think you should come first.
All right, thank you. So pretty curious. This is interesting. I'm curious. We know that a huge population of Africans that are mobile, right? This looks like a web-based solution. So how does that fit into that context, right? Because these things happen on the go, right? And not on a PC. So that's one. Second is, I mean, if we get people to take pictures to understand, where to dispose and all of that, how are you thinking about distance to disposing sites, right? I mean, it seems like you're dependent on the number of accessible locations, right? Chitons determines the value that you're able to provide to the users, right? Because even if you tell me what the trash is for and there's no place for me to quickly dispose it, how are you thinking about that layer as well? And then I think finally, what's the incentive for these businesses to offer discounts to you, right? Discounts on their products and services to you. What's the incentive for them?
So the first question I didn't get well, but then the second, you've asked how will people
The first
use
question
our.
is about usage. Many people use their phones. How does this work from a mobile perspective? Because you just showed the laptop view or the desktop view.
We can decide, okay, for now it's a web application that you access it through a link, the way you can Google www. something. So you access it through a link. That's one. And we have put in place that, okay, we have come to learn that it's not so many people like having apps on their phone. So the web app will be really efficient for those who don't want to increase storage on their phone with so many apps. So that is, hope that has answered your question.
Yes, yes. So it's
Web.
basically very responsive, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, responsive. The second question, how am I going to make people use my app? Or
okay,
what
the second question is
hello.
Okay, that's
My
my team
name is
member.
Peter.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah, I'm
answer
part of
that.
the team. Yeah, let me answer that. So in terms of the collection, you said in rural areas there are people maybe without accessible to bins. So we are planning on incorporating people who use recycled materials, like maybe some beer bottles are in glass and there are people who recycle that glass, or even can be used as metal. So we are planning on incorporating corporations or innovators, like people you find it in areas there are people who are very innovative and they use these well recycled waste materials to build things that are important. So we are going to link with people using that. Yeah, also for people for accessing the app, we demoed a USSD. So this USSD will be accessible even on feature phones using using the USSD code. Yeah, we can also send messages for someone who has enrolled to a platform using an SSD. We can be sending them messages and telling them how they can connect to these people who collect waste and maybe get some money from that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Peter. For the third question was about incentives. So how will we make money and what will our corporations that we plan on cooperating with earn from us so that they can give us money? So we were planning on cooperating with NGOs, those who are passionate about the environment and making our environment clean, things like Red Cross, a green belt movement, and also the government, and also business to business, so that we can collect your trash in bulk. So you don't have to pay people and do things like that. We will use youth empowerment to make sure that you as a corporation, if you work with bulk trash, we will be able to collect it and sort it for you and recycle it for you. So, and also those people who are passionate about the environment and who wouldn't really need us to benefit something from us, so for them to like hop on to our idea. So we plan on working with governments and big corporations as well. So I hope that has answered you.
Thank you so much, EcoSort. My time is done. Hussein, I know you have a question, but I know that you can type it in the chat so that they can answer it from there. So let's move on to the next team, which is Nimiro AI team. So you can share your screen and start your presentation.
Oh boy. Oh, okay. Sharing already.
Can I share it? It's okay. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Welcome to Nimiro AI. So meet Wanjiku, a farmer in Kenya. She loses her heels to 40%, and also she lacks no real-time data. She faces unpredictable weather, poor soil visibility, limited access to fair credit, low market awareness. So we're presenting Nimiro AI. Is an AI smart agriculture platform paired with an IoT kit that gives Wanjiku near real-time soil analysis that drives AI crop prediction, credit scoring, land mapping, and market intelligence. So you can see we give Nimiro AI key that provides the weather data and the soil data. That's our AI model which channels the giving insights via SMS, USSD, and also the app platform. So this is the model of how it looks like from the data sources, the AI model stack, and the primary output. So the feasibility is you're providing 3 end-to-end sources by providing her a USSD via what you can see, a voice agent from the voice phone, and also the web link platform. So who pays is the farmer, cooperatives, and financial partners and insurers. So this is how you can access via the QR code. She'll access via the platform, and also she creates an account. Over to you, Anthony.
Yeah, so my name is Anthony, part of the team. So on the platform, you can see that we've been able to log in. The farmer will be able to, next slide, please. Let's go straight to the demo. Yeah, so here you can be able to see once the farmer logs in. First of all, we designed this with the user in mind so that it's really easy to navigate through. The farmer will be able to see the recommended crops after the analysis of their soil. Then there'll be a farming cycle where the farmer can be able to get access to each and every stage of the farming, of the ongoing inputs that they already planted on the farm. Here you can be able to see you're getting the deep soil analysis from the NPKs, moisture, the weather, and so on and so on. The crop calendar will be able to show the farmer the stages of which to plant, from all the way to planting the seed, plowing, all the way to harvesting, and even storing this crop yield. Then we are also doing things to do the farm guide to just show the normal farming cycle to the farmer. The best part about our system is that it can also be accessed through the USSD, as you can see on the next screen. Here we'll just be able to show the plot summary of a specific farmer. Maybe you're a farmer and you have like three pieces of land in different locations. So you can be able to show you the summary of each and every plot, and so on and so on. Then you're getting to the market intelligence. This is where one of the key advantages that we have and where we thrive the best is that we provide the farmer with each and every market that is available for their produce. We even predict, or rather, we even provide a projection of what is the right price for your farm produce, and even the right time for you to sell your produce. Then, since we also want to connect the farmers to, financial institutions, for them to get loan, for them to get access to insurance, we'll be able to calculate their credit score from the asset values, from their productivity of their output yields, and so on and so on. So with that, we welcome you to join Nimiro AI in revolutionizing how farmers thrive, and also how they go through their day-to-day farming activities. Not only that, further, our system has also been able to incorporate a community-based feature where the farmers can be able to post whatever is going on their farm. They can be able to see what other people are posting in terms of short videos like Reels. It's not yet implemented in this demo, but that's the next stage that we are going post the hackathon, and so on and so on. Yeah, so that is Nimiro AI. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Brian Gillo, a software researcher. Anthony is an AI and ML developer.
Hey, Brian.
Thank you.
I think your time is done. Now time for the judges to ask you some questions. And Rispa, you've been raising up your long period of time. I think you should be the first one to ask.
Yes, I have 3 questions for them. The first one is that you talked about sensors and the farmers are buying these sensors. Realistically speaking, how can a smallholder farmer, just think about the poorest of the farmers, afford these sensors? The second question is that in terms of security, theft, you're installing the sensors in the farm. What is the security measures against the theft of these devices? And if the sensor is stolen, what happens to the data of the farmer? And then the last question in terms of the local language support, can a farmer who speaks only Luganda use this, or Kiswahili or whatever, in terms of the local language? What is the support in this? So those are the three questions I have for you.
Anthony, do you want to take?
Yeah, let me first take the census issue. How affordable it is. This is a pay-as-you-go kind of model where you can just purchase it and pay monthly subscriptions as you continue using the application, or rather the platform. Then the aspect of a multilingual, or rather multi-dialect, we have a voice agent where you can just call. I believe we showed the number. You can call it and you can be able to get this same information in different kind of languages that the user specifies to the voice agent. Then we also had the issue of, let's say, theft and stolen. While it's not a permanent, soil testing kit where you just put it on the soil and that's it. It's a plug and play kind of device where once you want to get the real-time information of your soil or the metrics of your soil, you just plant it into the soil. Then it will connect directly to our servers on the cloud. Then it will provide the real-time analysis of that specific soil. So yes, if you are in a let's say in insecure neighborhood or rather farm, you can be able to plug and play it. But if you feel like you want it to run entirely 24 hours sequence, you still have that let's say, yeah, you still have that option.
Also just to answer, it's an offline mode where it's an edge devices where the data is being stored on the edge, giving you that your data is safe and secure. There's the aspect of, so sometimes it's you, the farmer, how do you ensure safety? Sometimes, yeah, we can give you the recommendation of how to put it in a safety way, but also it's your responsibility. It's a two-factor. It's a responsibility to make it safe, and also us giving the recommendation of where can you place it in a centralized place that it can avoid theft. Also, for I think the smallholder farmers who can't access, I think it's talking about pay-as-you-go model, but we realized also there are commercial farmers and also mid-scale farmers. This can also be our target niche, not only smallholder farmers, but where can we start that people can able to pay? So that's our entry point.
How much does it cost? I'm still looking at the scenario of a smallholder farmer. Is it in millions? Already someone is struggling to maintain their farm, and here you're bringing in a sophisticated device. For them, maybe it's costing 1 million and they have to pay you for that. I know the benefit is good, but realistically speaking, how can they afford this?
So the aspect is not only, I don't want to put in mind the smallholder farmer, but any farmer. We're not limiting ourselves to that. But it starts, we're giving you, because it's a pay-as-you-go model, so the initial price of the IoT kit is around $80 to $100. So for this, it becomes, because it has in basic. So there's the standard IoT kit, there's the medium, and also there's advanced. So the basic, a smallholder farmer can achieve, can get that or can afford that, but also you can give her a pay-as-you-go model. So that's how we're trying to look at it in a business approach, not because we're giving you an end to, we are scaling a product that you can also access loans at the same time. And based on your input, you can be given loans. So we are also not only providing you a kit, but also providing you a means to an end to a product. Yeah.
So I think I'll just frame mine as a feedback, right? This is not a new, concept. Right? Because if all of you are getting the same data from the same source, then the big part is who's going to sell it better, right? So try and build a moat around this. Secondly is that one of the models we've seen so far is extension agents, because the farmers are not as sophisticated as you think, right? But with the extension agents, they can help. The data comes to them. They're sort of like the support system for these farmers, and they're able to translate that easily. So think more about scale, how you scale. Think about things in the real competition heavy space, because that's the reality of things. It's not a new idea in and of itself. So who wins at the end? Well done.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, and thank you, Brian, and your team. So the next session is the judges are going to be going into the breakout room so that they can go through their projects, discuss amongst themselves, and choose the best 3 teams. So this session is going to take 25 minutes, but I would advise you to stay on so that in case they finish early and return, you do not miss out. Yeah, so I'll be opening the room to the judges. Okay, so let me just take you through. So I'd love to take this time to thank our partners for joining us to support all you guys with everything that you needed. I'm really glad that most of you use Featherless or Medu LLM API. So as we wait for the judges, I just want to remind you about the prizes. The first winner will be getting $420. Then the second one will be getting $280. And then the last one will be getting $140. But then the different partners that we have on board are also willing to give out some credits to the winning teams. And Mido is actually giving out to I think the 5 best teams. So we'll be reaching out to you in case you win after this poll session. So I would love to take feedback from you so that we can improve our upcoming hackathons. So you can scan it, and I'm going to share the link in the comments so that you can give us some feedback. Do not be afraid. You're not going to record, or we won't be keeping your email or name. So just fill it and submit so that you can improve on our next hackathon. Yes, I'm going to leave this on for some time, and then I'll be sharing the link in the comments. We have shared the link, so you can tap on it and give us some feedback, please. Okay, everyone, I hope you all hear me. So we have, the judges have 5 minutes to finalize everything. So I would advise us to do what? To give us more feedback. 8 people have so far submitted, and we are approximately 23 on this call. So I'd be expecting at least 20 submissions. So in case you've not yet submitted, you can just scan it or use the link in the chat. Let me reshare it again. Just give us feedback so that we can improve the next hackathon, because you do not want to go through, in case there is something that didn't make you happy, you do not want to go through the same experience in the next hackathon. And I've shared the link to our LinkedIn. You can go on there and follow us. And in case you want, you can also share your LinkedIn profile in the comments so that other people can follow you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry for keeping you here for long. So the judges, I believe the judges are done, and the next session is going to start with a feedback from the judges to all the teams, and then after that, the next session will be announcing the winners. Yeah, and this will be done by the judges too. So I know who will be giving feedback, or feedback will be coming from every judge, but Rispa, I think you can coordinate this session.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much, team, for the great presentation. It was a tight decision. All the projects were good. We are giving our feedback in terms of general comments, and then announcing the first, second, and third, and giving a brief of why they were first, why they were second, and why they were third. So on the general comment, Judge Edmond, who is going to give us the general comment of the project, of the hackathon, and then announcing the winners will be done by Hussein. Over to you, Edmond.
Okay, Respa, thank you very much for that. Good afternoon once again, teams. Thanks for making the time to be a part of this engagement. And the ideas and solutions that have been presented are all great. And some do require some bit of, realignment to better suit a business use case that can survive the real world. But out of the 7 that we have, we at least have 3 that we've chosen out, and we're going to know the winners of our hackathon before we leave. But before we get to that bit, we have also taken time to sort of look at the quality of all the hackathons that have been presented and noticed a few gaps that we think if better approached, all the teams that have been a part of us will have products launchable in production. So without wasting much time, the biggest gaps that we've noticed in all the projects is a lack of a proper business I'd say a proper business model. Most of the solutions that we have don't have a streamlined business model on sustainability. So if you look at, if you're to just envision or look at 5 years in the market with your product, most of the applications did not give us the confidence to show, capacity to survive for that long in the market. And that is a gap that we think everyone should be very focused on. And then another very key thing that we should put in mind is when building solutions for local consumption, we should be very keen on ensuring that we avoid let me use the word intellectual sort of colonialism. God, Jesus, English. Yes, intellectual colonialism. So this is basically just importing foreign intelligence using AI models like Gemini and the ChatGPT likes straight into the African contexts without pre-training, fine-tuning, or having access to local data that is curated for African local contextual use. But on top of that, we have a number of local providers. I believe the team will share contacts with some local providers of local services, the local AI services like translation and like mainly translation, so that people can get to integrate them with our solutions. We also have Africa's Hawking, who is a very great API providing USSD access for anything, basically, for anyone who is developing for Africa. I think that would be a very great resource for anyone who has been a part of this session. And in a nutshell, that kind of summarizes, I hope it was a summary, but that kind of summarizes the views we have from the competitors. We need to streamline on our business strategies and ensure that our products are marketable. And also we need to look at the reality of the people we're developing for. Do people actually require the solution we're selling? If you're giving a very sophisticated solution to a person who doesn't understand basic English or even how to operate a basic Android device, I think we need to think harder on that. So without wasting much time, let me welcome Judge Hussein to come. Actually, let me just welcome Rispa to come back and maybe welcome the next judge to give you the list of our winners. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Edmond, for that general overview. Participants, I hope you've taken note of this, and I hope you're going to implement the advice that was given to you from Judge Edmond, basically from summarizing all the views that we had during our breakout sessions. So the next item is the presentation of winners. Remember, all of you, you're winners, but we had to choose the top three. I'm going to invite Hussein to take us through this session.
All right, thank you, Respa, and hi to everyone. Okay, so this was a hard one. I can say there was fire in the judges. All solutions really were very, very tricky to judge which ones are the first ones. But indeed, finally, as judges, we've come up with the top runners. So the very first one is, I'll start with the third one. Yeah, down. Okay, so hold your seatbelts. So the very third runner, there is voiced. Yeah. Why voiced is because they looked at the aspect of bringing the law maybe closer to the people in terms of how can a local person really understand what really the constitution is saying or all the jargon that is had, and also that aspect of people being able to contribute on these as a community. So those were very, very good ones. So they come in that position. The second one is Ngao Maternal Care. So these ones, why is because this has a very big impact on the community in Africa as a whole. If really well executed, you just have to make sure you get big parties involved so that you can be able to push this very well. But it can be very impactful. There are really less solutions for pregnant mothers in Africa really right now or overall in our society. So this can be really very good if well executed. Then the very first one, this really is surprising. Can you guess? Okay, the very first one is Afya. Yeah. So Afya with their solution, Afya AI. I think their edge here was how they explained it very well, that everyone could easily understand what they are talking about and be relatable. I think this is also just a small tip. No matter how great your solution is, if you can't explain it easily, and I think more effort should go in learning that. I think that was the edge here. Everyone knew what Afia does, and there's no jargon or kind of a lot of blank spaces. So, and again, not to mention their solution can apply widely to the society. Everyone you've ever been there and you're really not sure how to go about the situation of whether you should go for a checkup or this is just something minor, etc. So if they can bring this down to actual practicality, it's a very big solution, a very good one. And the way they broke it down, I'm sure everyone understood what Afia does, and that is why they are coming as the first runners. It can have impact. They clearly explained it, and yeah, it can work. Thank you. I give it back to you, Respa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hussein, in that. Winners, congratulations. Thank you for the job well done. I'm going to hand over to Kevin for the rest of the programs. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our dear judges. I believe every team has done its best. Every team has won. And we'll be sending you more of the feedback from the judges to your emails so that maybe you can improve on your projects. But I'm really happy for every team that has won. And yeah, so I thank the judges for taking their time, for volunteering and judging. There were a lot of projects, but they took, they did it willingly and they put in a lot of their time to go through your code, to go through the presentations and some live projects like live links. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the time that you took. I really appreciate the feedback that you've been giving. And yeah, thank you so much. And to the participants, this is not the end. We expect that you're going to be working on your projects and improving them. And we can't wait to see them. We can't wait to see them being used by people in Africa, people in Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, or South Africa. We are really glad. And to our partners, we thank them again for supporting you. We believe most of you at least didn't have to pay money for some services just because of our partners. And yeah, thank you so much for the people behind this, for the management of Mjanga Technology for hosting such a wonderful hackathon that supports the young people and supports innovation in Africa. Thank you so much. In case you have any other question or any feedback, I shared the feedback link. Let me share it again so that in case you have any other feedback that you would want us to know or you would want to tell us, please do not hesitate. We would love to learn a lot from you, and I would love to call this event to a closure. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. And yeah, and we really apologize for taking this long, but we believe that you are going to learn a lot from this, and we'll be sharing the link of the recording. It will be uploaded on YouTube, and we believe that you can go over the recording and learn more from it. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Have a great day too.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.